Hello and welcome back to Warsword Conquest, and Lizardo brings the pain. And we're actually in a battle against the ARABY at the moment because they are in LIZARDMAN territory. I know, it's absolutely outrageous for them to be here, isn't it? So we're gonna have to teach them a bit of a lesson. And funnily enough, about that, they have some very impressive units. They've got some extremely impressive units. Look at these guys right here, these floating djinn or whatever they are. I don't even know what they are right now, but maybe we'll get an opportunity to kill them and then we'll find out. But yes. Yeah, at the moment... have I not told my people to charge in? I thought I told my people to charge in immediately as soon as I got in here, but apparently not. Anyway, I am very much wanting to kill these guys at the very least, because if I can kill them, then at least a big problem is going to be lifted from our allies' shoulders, because they're the thing, you know, they're the ones that are going to have the most problems with them. And otherwise, are we fine? We're absolutely fine. We are absolutely fine. And oh yeah, by the way, I did check my campaign AI, and it was actually on a slightly higher level than I like it on. So I have now put it on a lower setting because I personally don't really appreciate the whole, you know, magical creation of enemy armies. I feel like that's kind of annoying, and, you know, it's just gonna artificially extend the lifespan of a particular faction when they really shouldn't be, you know. They should be well and truly dead at that point. They shouldn't be, you know, coming back from you know, the brink of defeat over and over again. And that's generally what campaign AI tends to do, and that's the reason why I generally like to disable it, or, you know, at the very least try to put it as low as possible, because it does make things very annoying and unrealistic in itself. So yeah, anyway, I'm actually using my two-handed a little bit more here as well. And using my two-handed has actually made things... sorry. Sorry about the camera work right there. I've been having some movement issues with my hand, but whatever the case. Basically, what we want to do is use the two-handed when there are ward save enemies. Now, ward save in general is obviously not that big of a problem unless you're fighting against really high tier enemies that have ward save, you know, really advanced ward save, shall we say. So dealing with people like this, it's not really that bad. And so me using my two-handed is a bit of a waste, but funnily enough, I actually feel like it does some pretty good damage against human-type enemies. Whenever I face people that have a significant amount of ignore pain or something like that, like for example orcs or chaos or something like that, then we usually have a bit more of a problem, because they're able to absorb much more damage, and as a result, the slower attack speed of the two-handed is actually much more of a detriment than it would be an advantage. Like, for example, with the one-handed. The one-handed is definitely going to be the thing that I'll use going forward when it comes to speed. If I need speed, that's where I'm going to go. However, and now this is a pretty big deal right here, I'm thinking that we're still going to go and we're still going to check and see whether we can actually get a better legendary item somewhere else. I think that's going to be pretty cool. But anyway, as you can see, they're all escaping, of course, as you might expect. I am going to let them go because I don't really see the point in keeping them at the moment. It is, you know, we're going to fight them again and again nevertheless anyway. As far as I can tell, at least. There's a lot of really good units that they've been able to have here. But as you can see, look at how many undead pirates I've taken prisoner. It's actually, it's insane. And they're still not eliminated, by the way. They're still not eliminated from the game. Alright, so in an attempt to eliminate the ARABY once and for all, because they're actually the next weakest faction close by to the Lizardmen, I have made my way over to Martek. This is their northernmost town, and I feel like we're probably going to have a bit of an issue here because they do have over 400 troops in the garrison, and I've never actually besieged an ARABY fief ever before. And so I'm a little bit worried about this, mostly because of the wonderful spells that are currently being flung our way. Pretty sure they're going to absolutely massacre us if they actually hit. They seem to also have flame arrows. Do they have flame arrows? Really? That's kind of insane. Anyway, there's only one ladder. Is there another one? No. Okay, that's... oh dear. Alright, this is... This is somewhat bad, isn't it? Yes, this is somewhat bad. And we do need to kill these sand wraiths as fast as possible, please. So I am going to try and get in there. I will try to literally just tank the damage, at least initially, because I have a significant amount of ward save. I still don't have the maximum level of ward save, obviously, because that's 80,000 or 90,000 or whatever it is. But if I can just tank a little bit of damage for my forces, and as you can see, I'm dodging and my ward save is coming in and helping me out here a little bit. I'm actually dealing 0 damage right now. Oh, there we go. We actually did some damage. A little bit. A little bit. That's all we need. And if I can just... Ooh, here we go. We're actually doing some damage. Oh, no. Yeah, they're using the flame cage on us right now. I actually eliminated one of the enemy lords, which is very nice. And if I can just get in here, I will be so pleased. Oh yeah, hello. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. Oh yes. This is what we like to see. Okay, now we just want to get all of these guys off the battlements. We just want to kill this... Well, kill anyone. Just kill anyone. Just kill anyone. That's what we want to do. Just anyone at all. If I can find the mage, that would be nice. Whoever the mage is, just kill that. We want to make sure that that thing does not survive for much longer. Funnily enough, I think they're actually killing a lot of their own troops. The Nafatun units, they do tend to do friendly fire quite often. And I guess that just goes to show that having a bunch of Kroxigors and Scar veterans and things like that are definitely going to make the difference here. And it seems like there's a lot of enemies down there. I am actually going to jump down if I can. No, there's an invisible wall there. Oh no, that's so sad. Okay. Yeah, oh well, never mind. I was actually praising the mod for not having any invisible walls, but yeah, I'm going to assume that there's a reason for that, because the AI is probably going to fall off here all the time if there wasn't one. And that would be maybe heavily abusable by players. You know, you might be able to force the AI into falling off, and indeed your allies might actually fall off too. But yeah, it would have been pretty cool if I could have just jumped down here and then jumped down to flank the opponent down there. That's what I was actually going to attempt to do, but unfortunately, yeah, that's not going to happen. As you can see, the Sand Wraiths actually have the ability to regenerate their HP. That's interesting. That's new. Don't think I've seen that before. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to tell my people to hold position back here, because I kind of want them to get out of the bottleneck. Because this is not a good idea. Just literally us standing here getting shot from downstairs is not a good idea. So I want to actually pull these guys up here and then have them charge back in. And I'm just going to get around the side. I'm just going to try and kill one of the Sand Wraiths at least. There we go, that guy's dead. Should be dead soon. Yes, there we go, he's dead. And then we can actually kill that guy. And I'm actually just going to be going all the way down here now. These Sand Wraiths take no damage, as you can see. They have insane amounts of ignore pain. Look at how much damage they're absorbing. That's exactly the reason why I said, you know, maybe it's a better idea to use the one-handed, because even though I am only doing a very small amount of damage, and I'll be the first one to admit that, because let's face it, if your ignore pain of these guys is absorbing 50 damage or 40 damage every single hit, yeah, of course I'm only going to be doing 10, you know, but the fact is, we are attacking so fast that it just, you know, balances out, basically. It just balances out. I mean, obviously not as much as if we were attacking regular units, because regular units would die much, much faster, but I'm talking about two-handed versus one-handed. And having a two-handed in that situation, you're going to have a much lower DPS than if you were to use the one-handed, because even though the one-handed's only doing like, what, 5 to 10 to 15 damage, maybe if you're lucky doing 15 damage against a Sand Wraith, the two-handed is probably going to be doing, what, 15 to 20 damage every couple of seconds. because it might get interrupted, you might have other enemies around you, you know, all that wonderful stuff that is a normal experience for Warband. And I think we're actually done. Wow. That was very, very simple for us. That was extremely, extremely simple for us. We're basically losing no troops whatsoever anymore. And that is because... Is that because I actually have a couple of spellcasters? Because I do have 2 spellcasters in my army now. It could also be because I have extremely powerful units in the form of so many Kroxigors. I mean, you can see how many Kroxigors I have right here. I have a lot of Scar Veterans as well. And let me actually just see here for a real quick second. So as you can see, we can get 2 more Kroxigors. And you can see here that we have this, which is a Skink Priest. And we also have... Where's the other one? Did the other one die? Oh, I think the other one died. Oh, that's so sad. That is actually extremely, extremely sad. I was very much hoping that we'd be able to do something with that. But oh well, never mind. Okay. Yeah, so basically what happened was we ended up losing a lot of people. I'm going to actually get rid of some of these guys because I'd actually prefer to take Lizardmen, to be honest. We should probably get rid of these 2. So let's just take Scar Veterans here. But yeah, I actually had a Celestial, a Mercenary Celestial Skink Priest or something like that, or a Skink Wizard or whatever. I don't actually remember what it was called. But I had one of those, and it was doing so much damage. I think you may have seen it in one of the previous sieges. It was actually insane how much damage it was able to deal. And I'm kind of annoyed that it's died now, but I mean, what can I do about it, right? What can I do about it? There isn't really much. So yeah, we're just going to take a couple of extra things here. I'm not going to request this, actually. Not going to request it myself. I don't really feel like that's particularly necessary. And... let me just sell that. I mean, basically, it is not worth me buying. It's not worth me picking up any of this gear. Because we're just going to be having these situations where it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's going to give me 200, 500, you know, nothing much. So, anyway, here we are. This is Martech. 147 people in the garrison, because that's really, really nice. And as you see, we only have 2 fiefs left to take. Yes. So I am actually going to go straight on over here. I'm going to be very, very quick about this. Hopefully, that guy got in. Kind of annoying. All right, we're gonna have to deal with him. We're gonna have to deal with him, and this might be a bit of a problem because he's gonna really make things much more difficult than they would have to be otherwise. But what else can I do? Let's see. Where's the... I see. We're going in through the center gate, and no doubt there's going to be some very fiendish archer opportunities for the opponent to murder us. And yes, that's going to be a bit problematic. One thing I do need to do, though, is I do need to go to my treasury at some point and take out some money. I've already done that in the past, and it would be cool if I could do that again. Because basically, I think I have like, what, 30,000 in there or something like that. And it would be kind of nice to take that out, because then I think I may have... I might, I don't know whether that's actually true, but I might have enough to be able to purchase the last level of ward save. And that's kind of what we want, isn't it? You know, that is going to insanely increase my survivability. Funnily enough, I actually think that we are already extremely tough to kill, but it is still possible for us to die. We can still die, very clearly, because we've obviously shown that in one of the level 2, actually not level 2, level 10 dungeons. So that's, you know, that's pretty crazy, you know? That is actually pretty crazy. Funnily enough, though, I don't think a level 10 dungeon is going to be too difficult once you have the highest level of ward save, and once you have one of those two-handed swords that has a chance to insta-kill. I think from that point onward, it's probably going to be fine, you know. There is a gold apprentice on the enemy side right now. Okay. Why am I stuck? Why am I stuck here? I am stuck here. This is not particularly good, is it? No. You know, if you told me that lizards couldn't fly, I think I'd probably believe you. However, in this particular situation, I'm gonna say that they definitely can. Look at this. Look at him. He's flying. He's trying at least. He's trying to fly. He obviously wants to be a dragon, you know. I mean, look at him with his arms outstretched. He's trying to flap, you know. He's trying to flap those wings and take off into the sky above the wonderful land of the old world, as it were, or wherever we are right now. But yes, as you can see, I am stuck on these spikes. I did not see these spikes because enemies were, well, very much around there at the time, and well, yeah, apparently I got myself stuck here somehow. I'm actually not entirely sure how that even happened, but I digress. That is unfortunately my life now, and I'm going to have to wait for my people to finish the siege without me. Alright, so there we go. That's the end of the siege. I am extremely pleased that we were able to get that over with, because otherwise, I don't know. If one of the enemies had gotten stuck somewhere, then that would have been even worse. But anyway, Ugluk, as you can see, actually got 23 kills. He actually did really well in this siege, surprisingly enough. And I'm not entirely sure how he even did that, but yeah, he was able to. Anyway, there you go. We managed to achieve victory. I guess I will take these guys prisoner. I'm going to start taking the prisoner at least. Maybe it's going to be kind of useful. I don't know. I mean, it's so funny, the pirates still have not gotten eliminated from the game, and I'm actually a little bit worried about that, because them not being eliminated kind of makes things a little bit worrying, because if we have to deal with the pirates constantly raiding our villages and things like that, I am going to be incensed. That is going to be so annoying. Ah, yeah, so as you can see, I do actually have around 30,000 in the treasury, but unfortunately I am losing that money now. So that's not exactly great, but yeah, well, never mind. Ah, there's the... Ah, finally. Ah, yes, that is great. Okay, so they have now been eliminated from the game, which is wonderful. There's... Okay, hello. Wow, you're walking around with 75 troops. You are absolutely... I don't even know. They are absolutely pitiful, to be honest. Some of these... some of these vassals. I have to be very careful now, because one of my guys, I need to actually... Wait a minute. Are they... No, we didn't lose anything. Okay, whew. I was a bit worried there for a second. I thought we lost more stuff, but no. We're absolutely fine. Okay, so Samak needs to get to a higher percentage of HP so that our medic skills actually start working. As you can see, they are actually... Oh. He just took that back instantaneously. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's... I guess that's how it goes, isn't it? That's how it goes. But thankfully, we can now take the town, and we basically have no enemies here to oppose us, which is obviously fantastic. This is really good, and me being able to take this in such a swift manner is going to make taking the castle back even easier the next time, because if there are no vassals in any of these places, we can take them out, or maybe defend against them when we like, and we don't have to worry about them, you know, attacking us randomly. So we can kind of orchestrate, you know, orchestrate the action that we want, and exclude ourselves from the action that we don't want. You know what I mean? We can kind of guide, you know, what happens, guide the battles as and when they happen. So that's really going to be very useful for us. And I can actually do some damage this time around too, which I'm very much looking forward to, because let's face it, being stuck on a bunch of spikes is really not the idea of fun that I had in mind, but, you know, it was funny nevertheless, wasn't it? Yes, it was very amusing. And I am actually going to get around here, to be honest, because basically eliminating the archers is going to be one of the main things that is going to be quite useful for us to do, because I think they're going to be the main problem for our forces. I think they're going to be the big damage dealers. Maybe to a certain degree. I actually have no idea what kind of archers they actually have available here. They don't seem particularly high level, so maybe I don't even need to worry about that. But if I can just eliminate them, then I'll be very happy. There we go. Easy enough. Very, very simple. We've already eliminated 112. Oh, I can't... What? Oh. Seems to be an invisible wall here. Okay, so I cannot actually go up there, even though enemies can? Okay, that's kind of weird. Not sure how enemies are able to do that, and I'm not, but alright. And, okay, here we go. Do we... Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Whew. I thought to myself there was going to be another invisible wall there, but there wasn't. Okay, I like it. I like it. I would actually prefer it if there were none, but I understand sometimes the AI is going to be a bit stupid about things. So, you know, sometimes we need them, you know, sometimes we do need them. And I'm going to be down here just slaughtering a bunch of these guys. That's going to save us time in the end, I think, maybe? Is it actually going to make it easier for us, or is it going to make it more difficult? Because the thing is, if we have... I don't know. If we have the ability to help out our forces up there, is it better that I help them out up there rather than down here? I think it's better that we help them here, because then they're not going to have to deal with all these guys shooting at them potentially when they're coming down the stairs and so on. And that's obviously going to be kind of damaging. Maybe not so bad though. I don't even know. How much ignore pain does a Kroxigor actually have? Because they're big tanks, aren't they? They're big tanks, and they're basically going to be able to prevent pretty much any tank, well, any damage, because they're going to tank it all, you know, with their ignore pain and everything. It seems like my forces are almost done with the enemies up there. So we should be okay. And yeah, this just compounds the fact once again. I really need to get a better two-handed. Something that just gives me a little bit more speed, and the ability to instantly kill enemies would be fantastic. Just 16%. Just that 16% chance. Or the ability to do, what was it now? 33% chance to get double damage, 33% chance to get triple damage, and 33% chance for normal damage or something like that. You know, whatever that is. Because then that's basically a 66% chance to deal massive damage pretty much every single time. So that would be really nice. I think that'd be kind of cool at least. Alright, there we go. I'm not going to request this, not going to request any of that. Thank you very much. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wait here for some time, because they are most likely going to come over here. That is where they will come next, from Tanis. Because obviously they've just taken Tanis. I obviously don't have any intel right now. Ah, there we go. Oh, what? They actually took that one instead? Oh, you absolute imbeciles. That is very annoying. I didn't even know that they took that because we didn't have the text log there because it just disappeared. Okay, let's actually see what's going on here. Okay, we can probably fight these guys. There's 203 here. If we can eliminate this fellow, he's probably going to be one of the stronger vassals that we have to deal with. And if we can eliminate him, we're going to be fine. You know, this is going to be much, much better than if we were to just stay in the garrison. Whoa, okay. Oh, look at that. They've gained a huge amount of shields. Massive amounts of magical protection and things like that. But does that matter to me? I don't know. Probably not. Because I'm just slaughtering them nevertheless. I actually wonder whether that was ward save. Was that ward save, or was that just a magical shield protecting them from... Ah, no. Magical protection. Ah, okay, no. This is basically just giving them ignore pain. Okay, I see. As you can see, it literally just... It says, magical protection soaked some damage. And that's not really going to do much. I'm sorry to tell them right now, but that is not really going to do much. When we're hitting you for 2 billion damage, it is not going to do anything. Even though it may soak an additional 2 billion. But, you know, if their total HP is less than that, then it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And they only have 200, and we are basically just swarming them immediately. And this is the funny thing. I think that, you know, it's actually quite funny. I've never once thought... Maybe a while ago, and maybe it very much depends on what kind of faction and what kind of troops you're playing with. But from my perspective, I've always found that cavalry is going to be monumentally better in field battles. However, we're using an army that is primarily infantry right now, with a handful of, you know, of cavalry still, of course. Am I going to die here? I might. Oh no, there's the healing coming in. Okay, thank you. But yeah, what I'm saying is, It depends, obviously, on the troops that you're using, because let's face it, you don't... Yeah, I'm going to use native as an example here, because everyone kind of knows about native, right? So basically, this is kind of a similar situation to what it might be like if you were to play with the Nords, you know, with the Kingdom of Nords and use the Nord Huskarls. And I have done that before, and it was very effective, because let's face it, the most effective thing you can do is eliminate and capture fiefs. And the best way to capture fiefs, well, you got it. Yeah, heavy infantry. Heavy infantry is the best way to do that. And the thing is, heavy infantry isn't hugely disadvantaged when it comes to field battles. I mean, sure. Heavy cavalry is going to be so much better in almost every single respect because they have the mobility, they have the potential for all kinds of disruption, they can harass enemy archers that much easier, and heavy infantry, on the other hand, has a really, really hard time with doing both of those things. However, in this situation right now, look at what we've got going on here. My forces just do not die. They just don't die because we have so many infantry fighting alongside each other. And I think that's also something to take into account. When you have a bunch of infantry fighting in unison, in a formation, or just in general close to each other, I think that actually makes more of a difference than cavalry fighting in a formation. Because, and now I'm going to maybe, I don't know, bring up the differences between, for example, Bannerlord cavalry and Warband cavalry. Because Warband cavalry obviously is pretty limited. You know, it tends to run into, they tend to run into each other, they tend to block each other and all that stuff. And that's completely different from the AI in Bannerlord to a certain degree, because let's face it, in Bannerlord they do still have issues, because, you know, obviously, you know, that's just how it is. However, I do think that you can be viable with both, because, I mean, look at what I've got here. I've got 20 Cold One champions, but everything else, and I do have some Skink War Chiefs obviously as well, but I have everything else, and far and above, so many infantry. So many infantry. I have so many infantry that it is literally just boggling my mind right now that we're actually succeeding so incredibly easily. And I think that's because, as I said, if you have a huge conglomeration of infantry fighting as one unit, you're going to be fine. Like, no matter what, you're going to be fine. It's the same thing with you know, pretty much anything, I guess. So, you know, just basically having a critical mass of things, it's really going to make a huge difference. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm saying. Yes, I went on and on about that for nothing, basically, didn't I? But I guess it's nice to talk about it sometimes. Anyway, I am actually just going to buy some more healing potions, even though I don't actually need them, which is rather funny, I think. Yeah, so we can buy some more horses. I don't even really need to do that, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. Next time, we will probably have taken these two ARABY fortresses, and we'll see whether we can eliminate them as well. I mean, they're probably going to be attempting to take Lashiek back for sure. I would definitely assume that they're going to do that. Might be able to do some siege defenses. And then we'll move on to the Tomb Kings, and that's going to be our final objective for the series. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.